What's up, OG, triple OG?
It's your
OG,
man,
triple,
y'all
triple.
already know what it is.
OG.
You got some Corey on deck with the 5150 show. So, without further ado, let's get to the video.
Y'all niggas who unfortunately pass, or me, if I pass, I hope a real nigga is fucking his mama.
Man.
I hope a real man is fucking his mama. That's what you gotta hope for, Craig.
What?
Not no cake ass
Right.
to be around your son. How are you, son? What would you like to eat tonight? They fuck kids up. If you not here, you supposed to hope a real hey, get your ass up there.
Jesus Christ.
I'll beat your ass again, boy.
Get the hell out of here before I kick your little ass.
Hell yeah.
Cook me something to eat.
Or you hope
goddamn.
that she doesn't bring any guys around and just deals with dads and grandpas.
No.
and
You don't want your
yeah,
you don't want
please,
no
you don't
woman
need
to raise your son.
I didn't say
you
woman.
want a real ass
Here we go
who
again.
wear pink hats and beige suits
No.
over there raising your son like a G. We laughing at this because you think D is gonna poison your son.
And you know this, man?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Oh, that'd
right.
be crazy.
If D
Yeah,
raising a son,
I didn't raise him, but I would never done him by myself, and I'm glad, thank God.
that's a cap.
Stop the cap.
But what I'm saying is this.
You weren't even around for your kids.
All y'all out there better hope a real is
Yeah.
fucking the bitch that got your kid. Because probably you probably ain't gonna be around them.
Oh, that has a lot to do with raising your kid. That someone's knocking his mom. Okay.
Man.
What the hell?
I'm talking life in the United States of America. Chances are you're not finna be the one who raises your child.
He ain't lying.
You picked a bitch that don't fuck with you for real.
I don't fuck with you.
So you're not there with your kids point blank. Cause if the bitch fucked with you for real, she wouldn't be with you without the kids as growing up.
That's not true.
Listen to D if you want to.
Well, and not for everybody. You're saying like that's verbatim. You're saying it's bond. Like whatever you're saying is word.
I'm saying if a bro is raising your son is gonna grow up broad-like.
He ain't lying.
You better hope that a real man come in your life, in the life of the broad that you got a baby with. You better hope a real man comes into life and has the influence to stand up in that house.
But I'm a man, goddammit.
I'm telling you, you better hope a real motherfucker, not a corrupt man. I'm talking about a real man who is gonna get looked at like the villain. He gonna get looked at like the villain because he's a real man. If you're a real nigga, the world hates you. You got masculinity in you. If you're a real man, this world is trained to call you bad.
Say that's the bad guy.
Look at Deion Sanders' son.
Man,
Didn't get picked when he should have got picked. Let me tell you why. Because it was a man in his life speaking up. Archie Manning can speak up for his kids. Oh, he got drafted by San Diego. We don't want him playing there. He's not going to play. Everything cool.
I ain't gonna say my reason because I don't want to.
I don't want Craig.
Well,
now you
what?
know I ain't got nothing but respect for you.
Yeah.
You a man.
Yeah.
I got respect for you. You a man. You a titan. Goddammit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, regardless if we titans or not, you better hope a real man. Let me. Negro. I don't have to use that word. You better hope a real man
Colored.
is in your son's life because you probably not gonna be because you had a baby by a broad you like instead of a broad that held you down.
Well, and here's the thing.
that's
I
real
agree with Corey, but what I was saying was about having a man in the home.
Right.
What?
I don't agree with that. I don't like when people say, "Oh, I need a guy in the house to be with because I'm not happy." Type shit. No. Well, what about your kid? You ain't got to bring no other man in the house and
What about a stud?
and divvy up time.
Darlene, what are you talking
What
about?
about a
I'm talking
vegan
about
man?
you
A
don't have to
stud.
have a so-called blended. When people say this blended family, them shits never work.
Honey, what are you talking about?
Well, that's what I'm
if
talking
your
about.
son grow up
I
without
didn't
a
say-
man
I'm not saying without a man.
in the house,
doesn't
with
have
him.
to live there. Right. Doesn't have to live in there with him. I'm saying I'd rather have that with grandparents, uncles, coaches, all that, and his real dad in his life. Not living in the house, giving other orders, sharing mom's time with him when he's supposed to be divvying up. Now it's bad that there's two homes. Now the kid has to go
I'm
to the
glad
dad's,
she's
kid has to
saying
go to
this.
mom's. I don't like that. It's like, no, you barely have enough time with each. I don't like that when they part as it is. I'd rather have it with
Divorce
just...
should be illegal. A man should
It's
just
bad.
be able to hire another bitch.
It rarely works for the kids. It
You know what I
rarely
mean?
does.
If your child grew up with a mama and no daddy, your child out here fucked up in most situations.
You're goddamn right.
For sure.
Your child out here bad. The girls and the boys, if they grew
Exactly.
up with the mama's law,
I agree.
they
I
out
agree.
here bad.
Yep.
mama's
and
law
thank
is
God my
crazy.
son had his dad in his
Mama's
life.
laws.
What you say, Craig?
Mama's law is crazy.
That crazy bitch out there again.
Mama's what?
They said the
Love.
mama's law. Women ain't got no law.
Wait,
Women are
turn around.
lawless.
Can't see the thing.
Will you tell him, Craig?
You can't see
Women are
the
law-
word
Like-
Listen, let me tell y'all something.
like that. Here, so you don't.
Your mama love you, but your mama don't give a fuck about wrong and right. Your mama is gonna raise you off how she feels.
A vegan.
But if you are around a real man coming up, if you come up under a real man, there's certain things that you are not going to be able to do as you are developing, and you're going to learn something that will help you be a better person throughout the rest of your life. Because your developmental years, you don't need no bitch asking you what you want to eat tonight.
No.
That is the dumbest shit a woman can say to her child. What you want to eat tonight? I watch bitches say that, I just leave their house.
I would too.
Because I'm going to go to war with this little motherfucker when he about 16 and he think he can talk crazy to me. I'm going to punch his chest in. Because you asked this what he want to eat. He going to eat what I give him. Just like in the room, you
wow.
going to eat what I put in your mouth.
Now here we go.
And if this ain't the way the house going, we got to get away from each other now.
Yes.
You do what I say. It's your job as a woman to find a real man and buckle in. Even if you do it just for while the kids are being raised. If you lead a man after the children are grown, okay, then you could be selfish. You could be out here like Michelle Obama and them talking on the podcast, making a goddamn fool out themselves. You go do that. I did this. I didn't have nothing to wear, so I didn't want to go to Jimmy Carter's funeral. And Barack needs to learn. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up.
Who the fuck is this? Is she talking? The worst thing she could have did was got a podcast. We see everything we thought. It was confirmed. Barack Obama ain't walking around that house like this. Hey, shut the fuck up. I'm the president, bitch. I ain't going to jail. You going to get your ass whooped. That's how you talk in the house with a woman the first couple of years until you set them straight. When they realize, don't play with that. He is not bullshitting. The kids see too. Don't play with daddy. If the kids are being raised right, if the mama ever say something back to the daddy, they be like, Mama, no. But y'all want to listen to a woman tell you about how children are supposed to be raised, but you don't want to look at what's happening out here in the streets with the children that was raised by women without a daddy. Look at what's happening. The influence of the human haters being the people who are in control of what's happening in America, is in your house full blast. Yeah. The human haters run your house, dog. Your wife is ruling you under threat of calling the human haters. She'll call the police on your ass if shit ain't going right.
Someone call 911.
If your woman called the police on you, that is the ultimate act of defiance. She called the others on you. How y'all gonna make it if she got the others in here regulating your house?
Yeah,
The kids watch when the police come there. They be like, "Ooh, so mama can call the police on daddy. He better not say nothing to me. I'm gonna call the police on him too."
Yeah, and then they get used to it and they think that's the way of life.
My mom called the police one time. My dad was in that motherfucking living room fighting like a motherfucker.
You almost got to go to jail.
With the police, they came.
Oh.
Mom's still cool.
That was back in the day, though.
And called the police on him. I think I was like 10.
So you saw all that.
Yeah, she threw Kool-Aid.
And
on
Craig
the
love his mama. He ain't finna lie on her.
Called the police. The police showed up. Smitty answered the door like, "How can I help you?" And his first thing is, I'm a veteran, okay? So I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I served in Vietnam, so everything's cool in here. So he went to shut the door, and the police put their foot in the door.
They on some bullshit.
So Pop said, "Look, I'm gonna ask you one time, okay? I'm gonna ask you one time because this is my shit. Get your fucking foot out the door." He went to shut it again, and the dude still had his foot. Pops opened the door and fired on him.
Whoa.
And they all rushed in. He was fighting the police in front of me and my niece. I'll never forget that. Yeah.
Trauma.
You better pray. I'm gonna tell you once again. You better pray. If you picked a woman that ain't down with you, you better pray that later in life she get up under a real one who will go down protecting principles and his family in that order. In that order.
A man that's gonna protect principles and his family?
In that order.
Right.
I mean, I think it's natural to protect your family. If you a man, it's natural. You're going to naturally protect the young and the woman that's with you. But are your principles going to be compromised for that pussy?
Hell no!
Most niggas gonna compromise their principles for pussy.
Let me tell you who going to do that? Who wasn't brought up by a man.
Right.
Who wasn't brought up by a man who done seen a woman get put in her place. Not out of pure evilness or nothing like that, but that woman is not sane. You have to make it where she's sane enough not to fuck up with you.
That's real shit.
You have to make it where, okay, you play crazy all you want. Don't play crazy with me up in here. These kids are watching everything that happens.
It's real.
And I have to regulate. Because I'm the one finna go down if something happens.
But ladies too, though, you got to realize, especially if you got a boy that that becomes a man and establishes principles. If you're not keeping it real with your children, they're gonna reach an age where they realize you full of shit.
Look at somebody say Corey wasn't brought up by a man. That's right. And I had to learn life trial by error. I was brought up by a loving mother. Loving mother. My mother loved her kids to a fault.
But you have older brother too, right?
All of them. My mama loved all us. Even the bitch that ain't shit.
Yeah.
I got a sister ain't about shit. Ain't about shit. I watch my mama still love her. I'm like, this bitch, do you see what this bitch did to you? That's your sister, Corey. And I'll be like, God, a mother's love is a trip.
All right, where do I start at on this one? This one gonna be a doozy right here. It's a lot here, but I'm gonna try to get done with this as fast as I can. But they talked about a woman raising a child without the father being there. And not just the sons, but also the daughters too. They need that father figure. They need that man, that masculine energy. A lot of people like to look down on that, like, you wrong if you got some masculinity to you or whatnot, which I feel like all men should have that. But some things that they said as far as a real man being looked at as a villain. And I can relate to that, because I'm looked at as a villain, because a lot of people like to say that I'm strict, but I have to be strict with my kids. I have to be strict with myself. You know what I'm saying? Because just like they said at the end of this video, that your kids is watching you. They paying attention to you. So you got to be careful about what you do. You know what I'm saying? I always tell my wife that, look, my daughter watching you. You need to watch what you're doing around her. You know what I'm saying? Because it can be detrimental to my my daughter and what she see and what she feel like she can do. Because guess what? Mama doing it. And as y'all might not know the scripture in the Bible, but it says, as is the mother, so is the daughter. So the daughter, she gonna want to be like her mother, and vice versa. The son, he want to be like his daddy. So I got to be careful on how I operate. Another thing that I can witness, and I believe the same thing, is that a woman don't care about wrong and right. A woman, she only care about what she feel. Well, I feel like this and I feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Just pay attention closely to a woman, her talking about her kids or how a child should be raised or whatever. It's about what she feel. You know, other than a man, he gonna be like, you know, I got to go off logic. What's right and what's wrong? I agree with them when they say about a man protecting his principles and his family, but I want to add on another attribute, morals, and you protecting those morals or whatnot. And where do I get my morals from? I get it from the Bible. Just like Corey, I'm one of those black males that didn't have his father in his life. I give all due respect to my mother. You know, she did what she had to do, but I needed that other parent. You know, I seen what a woman was supposed to give me or whatnot, but I didn't see what a man was supposed to give me. I had to get out there and get it out the mud myself. I had to teach myself. I had to bump my head, as the saying goes or whatnot. I had to bump my head, going to prison, all kind of other things, you know, that I went through. A lot of things that they were saying, it pertained to me. As far as we don't want to get dad upset, because they already know what time it is. Because over here, I stand on business. You know, I'm serious about how my son is going to be raised or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife, we've been together for 21 years. It'll be 21 years at the end of this month. At the end of May, it'll be 21 years. And it wasn't all peaches and cream. You know what I'm saying? We bumped head and clashed, you know, a lot in our marriage or whatnot. Where at sometimes I used to be like, man, I'm about to get the hell up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Just on some real shit. And the thing that stopped me, it was about my kids. I don't want to take them through this. Another man raising them, or even their mother raising them by herself. You know what I'm saying? I got to protect them. So sometimes you got to protect your kids from their own mother. And then what she's teaching them, you know, how she feel about what they need to learn or whatever. So all in all, y'all know this is my area right here as far as talking about kids growing up and what they need to learn and how boys need to be raised and, you know, how little girls need to be raised. You know, you got boys out here that's flip-flopping and shit.
Get the flip-flop shit on me.
They switching up and the mother's saying that it's okay. I'm still gonna love you. Not me. I'm sorry. And see, people will look at me like, you the villain. How you not gonna love your child if they switch to the other side and all that shit? No, see? We the villain. Prime example right there. But I'm gonna go on and stop with my rant. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all tell me what y'all think about a man not being in that child's life versus a man being in that child's life. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it in the comments.
What's up, OG?
It's your man. Y'all already know what it is. To the next video is Ghetto Talk. Up out of here. Peace.